Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cindy. I am a psychic medium. I am at Simply Cindy. Sorry, my phone was up. I am at Simply Cindy. I am a psychic medium. I have lots of tools in my basket, but astrology is something that I have a passion for. So I love astrology. So I'm just kind of waiting for people to come in. This is not the usual time that I come on. So we're going to be talking about Saturn and Pisces. Saturn is about to go direct on the 15th, on the same day that we're going to have the Taurus full moon. Yeah, Taurus full moon. Yeah, so the Taurus full moon. So we got a lot happening on that day. I have been trying to make this video, and I decided to make it a live, but I've been trying to make this video about Saturn in Pisces and exactly what that's teaching us, what that's helping us, um, and then us being so close to this election. So I'm going to go over uh, each house or each sign. It could be in a different house for you, but each sign and what that means for you, um, and how Saturn is teaching us what is real and what is not real, right? So just kind of waiting. Happy Monday to everyone. I think this is so I'm on the West Coast, so this is five something for me. This may be like this is a different, way different time than I usually come on. Hey Athena, how are you? I first of all didn't because you're on the West Coast too, so you're done with work, right? I'm just kind of waiting for everybody to come in. We're going to be talking about Saturn and what he's teaching us, what he's been teaching us since 2023, and what he will continue to hone in on our responsibilities till 2026. Driving home in traffic. Be careful. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of traffic, I think, around you. I couldn't remember. But just be careful while you're listening to me. I don't even know if many people are going to come on. I'm just going to wait a couple more minutes and then I'm going to start. So I want to be talking about Saturn and Pisces, um, what he's been doing since 2023. Yeah, in that house, in that Piscean house. And then he'd gone retrograde. Um, so he went in 2023, and then he went retrograde June 29th of this year. He's about to go direct again. And in retrograde, I'm going to explain that, what he was kind of having us review, um, readjust, realign, all the re's, right? So we'll just wait a couple minutes and see. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope everyone had a good weekend. I am. Uh, I'll be traveling tomorrow. Oh, I just bent my leg the wrong way. Bent my leg the wrong way. Well, I'll be traveling tomorrow, so I may get on, like as I'm at the airport, I may get on for like a minute and just say hi. Maybe do a reading or actually, maybe to answer some questions. That's what I'll do. But I'll be traveling tomorrow. I will have, I do have a layover, but I think it's quick. Yeah. And it's in Seattle, and I can almost bet I'm going to get off on one plane and have to go to the other side of the airport and get on another plane. So I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. So I Probably, if I get on tomorrow, it'll be in the morning before I get on my flight while I'm at the airport waiting. And then I will be in New Mexico. Cold. It's gonna snow where we're going. So I'm excited. I know probably other people wouldn't be so excited, but I'm excited. I love the snow. I can't wait for the snow. I love the snow. So welcome in everyone. I'm just kind of waiting for YouTube to sort of put out my notification, let everybody know this is not a usual time that I come on. Um, but I wanted to come on for just a little bit. I wanted to explain Saturn and Pisces, especially since Saturn's been in Pisces since 2023, and I've been trying to do this video since then. So I'm going to go ahead and just make it alive. And then I'll be traveling, so I'll come on for about, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes while I'm at the airport, may answer some questions. And until I set up, I probably won't be on. Yeah, maybe Friday. Yeah, maybe Friday. I'll get to come back on. So no, Thursday I think I'll be able to come back on. So I hope everyone had a good weekend. I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes. I know this is a weird time. People are probably like Athena, people are probably driving, they're just getting home from work, they're not used to seeing me. This is not a time that I usually come on. But I wanted to get this I wanted to be able to come on here, and I'm gonna start packing in a little bit. And when I do, I'm not gonna be able to come on. So like, let me do this now before I start packing, because I have everything, most everything out. I just have to pack it. But I've been traveling for a long time, so it doesn't take me long to pack. I'm a traveler. So I know we have people on. Does anybody want to say hi? Have you ever seen me before? Welcome, welcome. My name is Cindy. I am at Simply Cindy. I am a psychic medium. I have lots of tools in my basket. You name it, I probably do it or certified in it, have a degree in it or something. But astrology is a passion of mine. I love astrology, so I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be talking about Saturn. I thought it would be appropriate since we're about to have the election tomorrow. So, anyone want to say hi? I can see people there. I could feel people there. Okay, well, I'm going to give it like one more minute and then I am going to start. Hey, Ellen, how are you? Thank you for coming in. This is a weird time, I know, but I'm getting ready and packing. Hey, Polly, how are you? Yeah, I'm early because I'm going to start packing and I'm not going to have time later. So I hope everybody's weekend was good. I don't know how many people are going to be on right now. This is a weird time for me to come on. Um, but I figured this would be the perfect time to do Saturn in Pisces. So, about 15 more seconds. Then I'm going to start. I just wanted to thank you in advance for your votes for me. Chance. Oh, you're welcome. That's so funny. So, here we go. So, once again, welcome, welcome everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cindy. I am at Simply Cindy. I am a psychic medium. I have lots of tools in my basket. Astrology is a passion of mine, and that is one of my tools, right? So, I have been trying since 2023. Yeah, it's appropriate. I've been because I was just thinking I've been trying since 2023 to do this video. I decided I'm gonna go ahead and make it a live, which I may even do the Pluto series live as well. Um, and then so the video that I wanted to do was Saturn and Pisces and how that's going to come about and unfold and what Saturn is trying to teach us and what Pisces is trying to teach us, what Saturn in Pisces is trying to teach us from 2023. So Saturn entered Pisces March 7th of 2023. He will be in Pisces until February 23rd, 2026. He went retrograde, so we all know what retrogrades are. In On June 29th of this year, 2024, he is about to go direct November 15th of 2024, and he is going direct on the same day that we have the Taurus full moon. So it's going to be a whopper. It's going to be something else, right? Hey, G-Force, how are you? Thanks for coming in. Uh, oh, you're under bad storm. Yeah, I hope you don't lose it. I hope you don't lose this. But as usual, I take my lives and I'll edit them down. I may not get to edit this one down really quickly because I'm be leaving tomorrow. But so Saturn and Pisces. So what is Saturn? We all know what Saturn is. We all know I call him Daddy Saturn. He's the authority figure. Um, but like I say, these planets are here to help you. So he wants to help you with his character, right? He wants to help you. Um, you can think of all the outer planets. I'll explain it this way. I'll explain it another way too, but past Saturn is all the outer planets. So Saturn and the outer planets, the other planets after Saturn are called the outer planets. Those are usually bigger planets. They move slower, so they affect not just us personally, but you'll see it on a grander scale, which is like our society, our town, our country, our world. You'll see it in that way. You'll see these bigger planets that way. Then we have the inner planets. The way that Saturn has described, this is going to sound weird if you've never seen me. I am a medium. They do talk to me, these planets, stars, points. They don't talk to me like they talk to you. It's a vibration, and I'm a translator. That's what I do, right? So these planets are characters for me and they have personalities. When I have delved into Saturn and what he's taught me, and I am Aquarius ascending, so he's one of my rulers, although Uranus is my main ruler. But Saturn, when I've gone into him and spoke with him, I guess you could say spoke with him, what I understood about him is that he is the um, how do we say it? The energy. How do I say this? Let me think about this for a second. He is, you can think of him like an energy that brings things through from the ether, through from different dimensions, through from all the other planets, through from the spirit, the energy, all that, and makes it reality, right? So anything that comes through him, it gets dense and makes reality in this world, okay? That's how I see Saturn. There's a better way to describe it. I can't think of it now, but um, he is spiritual. He understands it, but the way that he works is that he will test you, right? What he's trying to help you understand about yourself is to be an authority in you, to be responsible, to take responsibility, to and to do that. He is the father of time, right? And difficult situations because he wants you to put in the work so that you become that, right? So that's why I call him Daddy Saturn. It's almost like he wants to know that you're responsible for these bigger things in your life, right? He he's not one to be like, well, I didn't know or I didn't do or whatever. He wants you to take responsibility. I think of him, and I always give this scenario is like he's your father. It's like the father and the teenager. The teenager wants the car, and the father wants to give him the car or her the car, but he needs to know that you're going to be responsible with that car and in that car. So, are you going to put in the work to get the license? Are you going to put in the work to take it seriously? Are you going to put in the work um, do driver's ed? Are you going to put in the work? Are you going to be responsible? Are you going to be an authority in driving? Are you going to take the responsibility? And that's, what does that take? That takes time. It takes time to be able to get my license, to study, to get my license, to, get all the appointments, to do that correctly. And then I want a car, right? So then you want a car, and he wants to give you the car, but he wants to know that you're going to be responsible with the car. Are you going to pay for the insurance? Are you going to pay for the payments? Are you going to be responsible? Are you going to get a job? Are you going to do all that, right? That's kind of how Saturn. And then he sees that you're working really hard on this. He sees that you're making the appointments and you're doing the studying and you're doing the thing, and he ends up getting you the car as a surprise. That's Saturn gifting you once he knows that you've done the work. Does that make sense to everybody? So it's been rough starting 23. Yeah, it is 2023. So March 7th of 2023. When he went, and so that's Saturn. Saturn is like father time. He makes situations difficult. There is no blaming somebody else. There is no doing, well, I didn't see it or I didn't, because that's not who he is. And when you think he's going to test you. He'll test you. There's restrictions. He makes it hard. There's restrictions. So you'll feel restricted when you're trying to do this thing. That's his energy, right? But remember, his energy is trying to make his energy is taking things from the ether, taking things from other dimensions, taking things from other worlds, or taking ideas from the ether and making it solid, making it physical here on this earth. That's Saturn. That takes time. That takes studying or taking action or being responsible, all of that, right? So when he went into Pisces, so Saturn has boundaries, right? Pisces has no boundaries. Neptune is like boundless, right? Where Saturn is boundaries, Neptune is boundless. And I'm bringing Neptune in here because Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, right? So Pisces, him going into Pisces, who is boundless, who understands the connection between here and the other world, who kind of just knows that we are spiritual beings and doesn't have to have any evidence to say it. They just know it. They know how to work with it. There are no bounds, but they're also oftentimes with boundless, there's no focus, right? Where Saturn wants you to be focused. He's like, this is how you make it reality. You focus, you take action, you do the thing. I'm going to make it harder for you because I want you to become an authority in it. That makes sense to you guys? So ever since he went into Pisces, all of a sudden, we knew this was going to happen, but in 2023, things weren't easy anymore. Pisces is wherever Pisces falls for you, that's the connection between you and other worlds, you and your higher self, you and God, you and the angels, you in different dimensions, you in whatever. It's past our physical reality, right? So wherever Pisces is or Neptune is where you have that easily that comes to you. Well, when Saturn went in there, he was like, yeah, y'all got a lot of dreams. You got a lot of visions. You got a lot of blah, blah, blah. You got a lot. You got a lot going on in here. I understand that we're eternal and it's eternal, but you can't bring all of it down here. So it's nice being in the ether. It's nice being in another dimension. That's all nice. This is what Saturn was saying when he's going to Pisces. That's all nice, right? I love that you dream. I love that you fantasize. I love that you envision things. I love that. I love that. But what are you going to do with all that? You're just going to kind of keep it up there because you're living this life. And in this life, you want to make things reality, right? Because you're already making your things reality. But if there's no focus, then it's just kind of like you're winging it. And then when things go awry, you get mad because things have gone awry, but it's really you who has no focus that's just kind of bringing everything in. We bring certain things, but we're not bringing others. He's saying, I think we can focus this. I think we can harness this. I think we can get you to focus. And that's what he started doing. And in Pisces, wherever you had Pisces, the area of life, wherever you had that, I'm sure if you were easily manifesting in that area, that, as soon as Saturn hit that on March 7th, probably a little bit before, you found that it was getting harder. It wasn't coming the right way. It's not doing the right thing. I usually do it this way and it doesn't work, right? Because this is what Saturn's been teaching us. This is what he will continue to teach us. He's saying, what is real? Because he's looking in Pisces' house. He's like, I can't even tell. Is this real? Is this not real? What is real? What are y'all talking about? What are you doing? There's everything in here. It's not organized. It's all, what are you going to bring down? What are you just going to keep in your dreams? What are you going to bring down to reality? Right? So this is where we, on a societal level and on a personal level too, we're like, is what I'm seeing real or is it not real? So he was testing us, right? So what he's going to be teaching us and has been teaching us is to know the difference. You're going to have to learn discernment. You have been learning discernment between fantasy and reality, right? Between fact or fiction, between what is real and what is not real, right? Now, Pisces is a beautiful sign. It's a beautiful area. It allows us to dream. It allows us to think. It allows us to envision. It allows us to get in a better space because we can see ourselves in those things. But that's all for nothing if it's just going to stay there, right? And it wouldn't matter if we just dreamed if we weren't in this life. But we chose to come down and incarnate in this life and make things physical, make that a reality, right? That's all Saturn's asking us. So he's going to be teaching us. He has been teaching us. We've been seeing this in our personal lives and in on a societal level. Am I seeing what I'm really seeing? Is that real or is that not? Like, I'll give you an example. J-Lo going on stage, and trust me, I have no political either way. They're both whatever. But J-Lo getting on stage, and crying to the crowd. Is that real or is it not real? And I think now that we've been in since March 2023, we can kind of tell the difference of whether that's real. That's probably some of the best acting she's done because she's not a very good actress. But that's probably the best acting she's done on stage. Like, that's where we're at in society, that we can tell the difference now. When it first came about, we couldn't tell the difference. We'd be like, oh, poor thing. Oh, yes, I believe you. We don't do that anymore. We're in a very different place. And that is what's happening right now with Saturn retrograde. Because in June, when he went retrograde, he was causing us to like reevaluate everything. Look at everything again. Did I really see that? Is that reality? The other thing he's teaching us, and I'm only going to highlight some of these things. The other things he's teaching us is, what do you believe? What do you believe in? And I'm sure in these last couple years or year and a half, right? That you kind of come to, on a personal level, why do I believe these things? Am I believing these things because my family believes these things? Am I believing these because that's what society told me to believe? Am I believing this? Or have I searched over these last 9 months, 10 months, and I believe because that's the conclusion that I've come to from what I've seen in my life, from the perspective or perception that I have, right? So that is another thing that he is teaching us, right? He's also teaching us like I said before, he's teaching us to take our dreams, our visions, our fantasies, and make them reality. I've told you guys, for my part, personally, I've been dreaming, not just dreaming and fantasizing, but with Saturn, I've been trying to put this place together. That's one of my dreams. That's just one of my dreams. One of my dreams to make this facility, to make this healing center, right? That's just one. But with Saturn in Pisces, I was able to take the dream and do the work and be responsible as it's coming through to make it grounded in physical in this earth. So I took my fantasy, I took my vision, I took my dream. And that's what he's been teaching us. He's been saying, are you putting in the work? Are you putting in the time? Are you and he's tested us. Okay. Like he tested me. I can give you an example. Because I just moved up here, 5-6 months ago, right? I had been envisioning coming up to where I'm at to be with my daughter and open a facility. And he's like, okay, I'm going to test you. Are you going to go or are you not going to go? And I jumped and I went and I came. And it's been the best thing for me. And my vision is just coming to life. Like y'all hear me saying, I can't believe I have people backing me up. I thought this was going to take longer, right? That's Saturn giving you, rewarding you, showing you the steps, making your dreams reality. That's what he's been doing. That's all he wants to help you with. But he will do it the way a father does it and be strict about it, have restrictions, make you leap, have faith in yourself. That is another thing that he's teaching you in all of this. Do you have faith in yourself? Do you understand how resourceful you are? Do you understand that you are the authority in your life? No escapism, which is what we want to do in Pisces and Neptune. Having the savior syndrome, right? Where somebody's got to come and save me. God's going to save me. The angels are going to save me. The government's going to save me. The blah, blah, blah's going to save me. And y'all saw over these last 10, 12 months, ain't nobody coming to save you. You've learned. You're going to save yourself. You're not going to escape anymore and say, oh, I'm just leaving it in his hands. I'm hoping that, because that's what he's trying to teach you. I'm just going to leave it in his hands. I'm just going to leave it in the universe's hands. I'm just going to leave it in God's hands. No. God didn't want you to leave it in his hands. The universe doesn't want you to leave it in your hand, in his hands. They want you to have the authority because they love you that much and they trust you that much to be a creator here on this earth and make it physical. Okay? Wendy, I'll be flying to see you tomorrow. That's what he's been doing. That's another thing he's been teaching you. He's been teaching you to discern. Again, I said that, discernment. He's also been teaching you in the discernment, what are the practical things that I can do to make this go forward? Whatever my dreams are, whatever I'm envisioning. And it's not just on a personal scale, it's been on a group scale. Can y'all see what's going on in North Carolina? That's Saturn in Pisces. That is Saturn retrograde in Pisces. What are we going to allow? We can form together in groups and continue to help. The Amish came out to start building houses for these people who have no homes, who were going to have children taken away because the law in the state of North Carolina is taking children away from their parents if they have no home. Okay? So, what happened? The Amish came in, everybody's helping out, they're getting all sorts. That's Saturn. Are you doing the work? Are you making the dreams reality? It's a lot of work. It's restricted. They're having to overcome hurdles. But he's teaching us how to take the practical steps to make our dreams come true. Because he's like a father. And when a father sees their children succeed, that's the best thing in the world. Even the mother is that way too, right? But we're talking about the father. That's what he wants for you. That's what he's helping you with. You may think he's not. It's like when you're a teenager and you're like, oh, I just want to go to the party or I just want to go with my friends. And they're like, no, you can't. And you hate your father or mother for it, but they're trying to protect you or they know better, right? That's all he's doing with you, right? He's teaching you, and in all of that, for your dreams, for your visions, for this societal dreams and visions, he's teaching us discipline. Do you really want that? I mean, that's what he's said in retrograde. He's been asking us, is that what you really want? Do you really want that? Because you say you want it. It's like, I'm in Pisces house. This is Saturn. And there's all these dreams and they're beautiful. There's all these fantasies and they're gorgeous. But do you really want that? Which one are you going to have? You can have more than one, but you're going to need to like be disciplined. You're going to need to take the practical actions. I'm here to help you. But that's all for nothing if it's just going to stay up there. And the reason you don't want it all to stay up there is because you came here to make this the reality. Does that make sense? He's also teaching us boundaries because Pisces, when Saturn goes into Pisces, it dissolves boundaries. So we had boundaries taken away. We had boundaries, kind of moving lines. And we've all looked at that, right? And said, what are we going to keep? What do I believe? How much faith do I have in myself? What am I going to stand for? That's Saturn in Pisces, right? That's what he's teaching us. What do you believe? What are you going to stand up for? What dreams and visions do you want to bring down into this reality? And I'm not going to make it easy for you because guess what? When we're done, you and I, this is what Saturn's saying to us. When you and I are done forming your dream, it will not go away if you don't want it to. It is going to be solid. It is going to be with a great foundation. Because up until this point, when Saturn had before not been into Pisces, that's when we saw, as soon as he walked into Pisces, we were like, why is everything exploding? What happened? Why am I losing all this stuff? What's going on? It's because he's like, this wasn't founded on a solid foundation. Now, let's start rebuilding on a solid foundation. I'm going to show you how to do that. And that's what Saturn's been doing. But that's why, like G4 says, it's been rough. It was, because things had to be, if it wasn't solid, if it wasn't really your reality, if it was that you were just kind of walking through life, and we all were before that pandemic, remember? Just walking through life. Okay, we're going to do this. Okay, they told us to do that. Okay, we're going to take this. Okay, I'm not going to question that. I'm just going to walk through. And Saturn came in there and said, that's not your world. That's not what you wanted. That's not what you told me you wanted. That's got to go. There's all these dreams in here, and that's got to go. That doesn't even line up with you. You're just doing it because you believed that that's what you were supposed to do. And I'm about to show you your true belief system, your true faith. And that's what he's been doing. Okay. Now, I'm sure that some of us have wanted to escape, right? I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to think about it. Oh my God. And that made it harder because Saturn's like, no more escaping. Escapism, drugs, alcohol, spirituality, all kinds of stuff. All escaping because you didn't want to see that your world was not solid. Did not have a solid foundation. And he was like, no more escaping. That's what when he went into Pisces, and he's been working in Pisces, no more escaping. You are taking responsibility for your life in the way that you're creating it. No more waiting for somebody to come and save you. You are the authority in your life. I will teach you how to make practical decisions, take practical actions, and make this dream come true. That's what I'm here for. That's what Saturn's been doing, right? And he's doing this, when he does this, that's how he makes us responsible. That's how he's teaching us to be responsible in our own life. That's how he's teaching us to be the authority in our own life. That's how he's teaching us to have faith in ourselves. That we are the resourceful creators. We, each one of us, are the resourceful creators. And we came down here so that we could do this. Does that make sense to everybody? The reason I'm saying this and wanted to talk about this now is because he went retrograde on June 29th. He's about to go direct. So he went retrograde June 29th at 19 degrees Pisces. Okay? What he's also taught us during this retrograde within our belief system and having us relook at everything is like, are there really things that you want to fight for still? Or is that just an old fight that you're used to doing? Do you understand that there are some things that you just, that's not even where you're at anymore? It's time to close that. And by close that, I don't mean drop it. I just mean put the energy into it, close it out, and then realize it's not yours anymore. It's time to put the sword down. You want this dream of being happy and abundant and peaceful and calm, yet you're picking up the sword and you're fighting and you're at war and you're at anger and you're at resentment and anxiety and all of that. But you're wanting to be over here. That is not the same thing as that. And maybe in other worlds, in your spiritual form, in your energetic form, you could be two places, which you are. But in this reality, the vibration is not matching. And because I am where reality comes through, this is Saturn saying this, where I am where reality comes through, I'm going to help you get to what you said you wanted. But you've got to drop some of your swords. It's time to stop fighting for these things that you don't even realize you're fighting for. You're just it's been such a habit. That's what he's been teaching us in this retrograde. It's been such a habit to fight. But do you realize if you're in fight, you're not in abundance. If you're in fight, you're not in joy. Those are two different frequencies. And so that's what he's taught us, right? That's what he's been teaching us. Now he went retrograde at 19 degrees in Pisces. He's gone all the way back and he's going to be at 12 degrees if you look here. Sorry, let me get my thing out. So if you look here, where is he? He's at 12 degrees, right? Today is November 4th. Everybody can see this right here. He's at 12 degrees, right? This is where he's going to turn direct. Okay, so he will be turning direct. So right now he's already in at 12 degrees. Hold on just a second. I'm going to put it to the 15th. Okay. Okay. So for some, it's going to be on the 15th, depending on where you're at in the world. For others, it's going to be on the 16th. Okay. It just kind of depends on where you're at in the world. Right. So 16th, 12 degrees. So right now he's already in 12 degrees. The reason I keep saying 12 degrees is because in March of this year, he was at 12 degrees direct, right? So he hadn't gone retrograde yet. So he'd already passed that degree once. So if you think back to March of this year, what was happening? What was going on? Because you're about to be finished with that phase when he goes direct. And he is about to reward you. Some huge rewards. And I'm getting chills saying this because there are a lot of you that had a lot of things going on in March, I remember, including myself. Including that is when he was like, are you going to jump and have faith in yourself and understand you're resourceful? And you may not see the way, but that's what faith is about. Do you understand? If you do this, you become the authority in your life and you become all of this. You become responsible. This is what he was telling me. And I was like, I already know with Saturn, Chiron, and Pluto, if I am afraid, if I cannot see, I will jump anyway. I will do it. I've learned that over my life. And I did. And y'all know the story. Y'all know the story. I didn't do it alone. I had help. I had people, beautiful people around me. I've had beautiful people around me since. And it has just opened doors. Beautiful. Like Wendy, I am going to meet with Wendy. That's where I'm flying to. Beautiful people, beautiful friends around me, beautiful people around me. Why is that? Because I jumped, because I had faith in myself, because I did that. Now, I'm getting like chills because it's not just me. I know a lot of you were going through something in March. And I'm telling you, if you've done the work, which I have done, if you've done the work, I've done it, but I'm used to Saturn, right? Saturn, I'm used to Saturn. I'm ruled by, partially ruled by Saturn, partially more ruled by Uranus than Saturn. But I'm used to Saturn, okay? But I'm telling you, I'm getting chills because I can feel it for people. This is about to close out. This is when he gives you, it's not like he hasn't been giving you, opening doors for you and giving you rewards, but you're about to like leap with the reward. Like he gives you the big prizes. I've told you guys, Pluto and Saturn, when they give the gifts, when you're done, it's huge gifts and they're solid and they stay for a long time. They're not like just these, well, I don't want to take anything away from Jupiter or Venus because they're lovely gifts. But these are the gifts that stay for a long period of time. These are the gifts that you've worked so hard. And these are the gifts when somebody gets a gift and they cry so hard because they've been working so much at it. And then it just comes to them. And like, I'll give you an example. Say you're a 12-year-old boy and you go out, this is going to date me, but you go out and you get a paper route or you're going to go mow some lawns because you want a PS5, right? Or PS6 or whatever we're at now, right? So you're going to work hard and you're working hard and you're making some money, but you're like, it's going to take 3 years. But then you're like, I don't care. I'm going to get it. I'm going to work. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep doing it. And then Saturn comes along, sees that you're working, you're becoming responsible, you're taking charge in your life, you have faith in yourself, you know you're going to do this. And then you have your mother, or your father, or your big brother or big sister. All of a sudden, you walk in your bedroom and there's a PS5. And what you thought was going to take 5 years, that is so interesting. I've just said that because that's what I was thinking with my dream. What you thought was going to take 5 years, you got a gift. You got the gift. That's how Saturn works. And that's what's about to happen when he turns direct, because he's going from 12 back over, right? He's going to be direct. So whatever this is that you had going on in March, this is like the next phase. He's about to reward you. That's why I wanted to do this before I left, because I really wanted to have this done, because I don't know that I'll be able to do a lot of astrology with the charts. I'll be able to do astrology. You're just not going to see the charts when I'm there. So I just want to make sure, I wanted to give you that. I wanted y'all to get in a better space and understand that it has been hard. I know, but you have gifts coming, right? So, to let you know more about that, so on the 4th today, this weekend, we had Mars going into Leo, right? Now he's going to come back into Cancer, but he's gone into Leo already. So we've got Mars and Leo energy. That's fire. That's fire. That's action. That's probably why y'all are feeling a little better. And then we have Mercury in Sag, right? So these planets had been in water signs. Now they're in fire. Pluto is about to go into air, right? Neptune, Saturn, when he goes direct, he's going to be so over the next year, we're moving into fire air instead of earth water. But we needed the earth water so that we could understand our faith, understand our belief system, take the practical steps to make a solid foundation for what we are building. Now comes the action and the building. We made the foundation. In this next year, it may be a little chaotic because we're changing all these signs, right? And we got to remember how to work in air and fire energy instead of earth and water, right? But you should start feeling better now. Okay, so let me go over very quickly. If nobody has any questions, I'm going to go over each of the houses. and how and where that could be going on in your life, to kind of give you an idea. If you've been working with this, you're about to receive some gift, because I'm telling you, I know for a fact, in my experience, not just for myself but for clients as well, when Saturn gifts, he gifts. I just, you guys know whoever got the car, right? Like you get a gift, and it's usually something that you're really really wanting and needing, and it's going to stay for a long time, right? We're still here listening with bated breath. Okay. So, of course, if Pisces, if you are a Pisces rising or a Pisces moon or a Pisces sun, right? So but mainly if you're a rising, because rising to me, that's where the physical stuff comes through. Um, where your moon is more the emotional stuff that you could sort of manifest through. And the sun, you don't have to really do anything, it just kind of comes, right? So, if you're Pisces rising, this is in your first house. So there is something about your identity. There is something about the way that you understood about yourself that you didn't before, to be able to get to those dreams and visions that you were having. And it's been hard on you. It's been really hard on you, because Saturn in Pisces is not an easy transition. It's not an easy transit. This car better like, that's right, it's Dora. That's right, it's Dora. Dora got a car. I'm telling you, Saturn will gift you. And Dora, that's not even the big gift. I'm telling you, he hadn't even gifted really big. He gifts along the way, right? He gifts. He opens doors. He makes it easier than you thought. You're like, oh my God, I thought that was gonna be harder, and it wasn't. Oh my God, this person helped me and I didn't realize. Like, that Saturn gifting you along the way of your journey. But this gift that I'm talking about is like, okay, this is what he's like, I am so proud of you, and gives you the car, right? Like, with the scenario with the, when I said if you're a teenager and you want a car. This is where he gifts you the car, and he's paid for the car, and he pays for the insurance, and like, it's a huge gift. It's a long lasting gift. I'm tired to death though. All this hard knocks ish has murdered my health and bad degree. Yes, but remember, that's why I was saying, and I ended with, we're going into air fire. Okay? Air fire is going to be really good. Air fire is, we're going to be like, oh, it's not going to be like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I've had to do this for so long. It's not going to be that. You're starting to get a reprieve. Okay? And it's already started with Mercury and with Mars, right? Of course, we have to go back here a little bit, because it is water, it is air, so we have to like have some retrograde, but just a little bit, right? We're going to be done with retrograde season in February. Okay, so we're almost there. I know we're tired, but I promise you, if in this cycle you know me and we have worked so hard, because I haven't done astrology this much on YouTube during a cycle of ours, but this time I am. And if we have done this and we have put in the work and we have the understanding, I'm telling you, we won't have to do it again. It's going to be smooth sailing after this. Not that things aren't going to come. I mean, things are always going to be easy. It's that when they come, you're going to know exactly. Okay. Air fire for my Aries Gemini is right on time. Exactly. Okay. So if you're an Aries, this is going to be in your 12th house. So a lot of this, you were probably confused. The way that you're getting it is, you may have even gotten the steps, Aries, as to how to do these things in your life from when you go to sleep, or in meditation, or an epiphany, or through somebody coming in front of you, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I know exactly what to do. But you are doing the work. It came in from your, so he's been really working on your 12th house. What do I believe? How close am I to the connection between myself and whatever, the ether, the plasma, the God, the whatever you call that, the dimensions, the whatever, right? And again, you can have any belief system in here. Can work with them all. Okay? That's why I've done the work that I do. I don't think you're a bad person for having one belief system and not another. Okay? Everybody's different. Everybody has a perception. But you, Aries, we're trying to figure out, what is that? What do I believe? Who am I? Where did I come from? Why do I do it this way? Right? And this is what he was teaching you. And you probably are like, am I really seeing this? Am I not seeing this? Right? Oh, thank you, Kiki. I'm glad. I'm glad, babe. Mars in my 12th. Natal. My mediumship knows this placement by heart, right? Yeah, I mean, Pluto's in my 12th right now. He's been in my 12th. He's no joke. That's why I can go so deep, right? That's why I can do it. But Aries, I'm sorry, I'm talking about you, not me. Aries, you've come a long way in your belief system. You've come a long way in what we call unmasking. You've come a long way. And I'm very proud of you because I know a lot of you Aries. You're really taking off the mask. You're really understanding who you are. You're not done. We're all not done. But whatever was going on in March, you're going to that next phase. Okay? And I'm going to be here. We're all going to be here as we travel through it till 2026. Okay? So that's for Aries. For Taurus, this was in your 11th house. Not was, is. So Aries, it is. Pisces, it's in your first. Aries, it's in your 12th. It's going to continue. You've probably, Aries, learned how to work with your gifts too, your talents, instead of being afraid of them. Some of you were afraid of them. But some of you have really stepped in and understood them better and did the work. You did the work trying to understand, right? Taurus, this is your 11th house, right? And so Saturn is like, all right, if you want the people around you, if you want to be around groups, if you want to get ahead in some things, I'm going to need you to come pay attention to me over here. It is not going to be easy like it had been. This is what I'm getting for Taurus, right? So you probably had to isolate a little bit and probably were taken aback about some things, some people, some groups, some gatherings, some ways that you were understanding the way that a group works or the way that the networking works or the way that maybe even online or so, because that's the 11th house. But it's because you needed to understand yourself instead of going through life saying, well, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is where Saturn was like, no, you're in charge. No more escapism. And you're not usually that way, Taurus, but there were some things that you were ignoring on purpose. And you know what I'm talking about. I know you, right? And even if I didn't know you, this is what they're telling me too. And you have been forced to try to understand who you were, to try to understand who you had decided to have in your life. And maybe some things were actually cut out. Some people, some groups, some, because some of you, I don't know why I'm seeing it is a social media house, but I'm seeing social media, right? So that's Taurus. He's going to continue. So whatever you're going on in March, whatever you leveled up or didn't, because some of you decided not to, because you were being stubborn, because you were pissed off, because it didn't come easily like it used to come easily. So you put your foot down and you're like, I'm not even gonna look at it, right? But if you did, Taurus, and I know a lot of you did, and if you looked at it, and if you put in the work, and if you really try to understand yourself, and if you really try to understand the relationships that you had in part of a group, and what type of group, and what do I believe in, and what I have faith in, if you've done that and you leveled, Saturn had asked us to go to the next level in March, so something was going on in March of 2024. That what you've been doing since then is about to be gifted, okay? Yeah. So Gemini, that's your 10th house. So you, Gemini. So if you're Gemini rising, I am really sorry because I know, um, because I'm a Gemini sun, right? But mine's down in the fourth house. But in the 10th house, things used to come easier for you before 2023. Okay. They started getting hard about 2022 and a half, whatever, almost 23. But things started, usually, Gemini, work was not a problem. The way people saw you, your reputation was not a problem. You understood how to navigate there. You understood what you were going to do out in the world. You understood that stuff. And then it started getting harder. And the way that you finagled that stuff, it didn't work anymore. And that was making you upset. First of all, it didn't, at first, I could feel that you were confused. And you're like, why isn't this working the way it usually does? So if you're used to manifesting money or you're used to manifesting something and you do it a certain way in the 10th house, I can see where it wasn't working and you were like, I always get a job. I never not have a job. I always have a career. I always get the blah, blah, blah. Because you are lucky. You're very lucky. But that was restricted. So I'm not saying you didn't get any luck in that 10th house, but you were restricted. And it caused you to be confused and have to think about who you were and how you do this and what do I believe and what do I understand and what and here's the thing, it worked on your faith a lot, a lot. So whatever was happening in March of 2024, you would come to that space where you're understanding things better about how things work out in the world instead of your little Gemini head, how we fantasize, right? So you got some reprieve. And if you've been working through it and you didn't get pissed off and thought you knew better and ignored it, you're going to get a gift. But if you did ignore it, it may not be coming. But I know that there are a lot of Geminis on here specifically who work with us all the time. You're about to get gifted of whatever was happening in March of this year when Saturn goes direct. He gives you that long lasting foundation, and then it's the building, it's the opening up. Okay. Now, in Cancer, this is going to be in your 9th house. Your belief system was really challenged because where Pisces understands like the boundless, you feel it in your heart. And so you don't move unless you feel it, right? It's like, and this being in your 9th house, what you thought you believed, because you went and investigated, you were like, that's not true. Why do I believe that? Why did I understand it that way? Where did I come from? Because then you started digging in. What do I believe? And then you're like, well, what do I believe? What do I believe? I want to investigate more. I want to figure out more. If you did that, if you, and whatever was happening in March caused it to go to the next level, and you were investigating and it was restricted, and you were like, but I want to learn astrology, but I don't have the finances to learn astrology. But if I work harder, I can. Like if you were like that little 15-year-old boy that wanted his PS5 and he's like, I don't care if it takes 5 years. Like I can see where you cancers would do that, where you're like, I just need to know. I need to understand. If you did that and then whatever happened in March, it's caused you to like really believe in yourself, believe in the world again, believe like your belief system, and you showed yourself. I'm smiling because I can see a lot of cancers, they showed themselves that they could have faith in themselves, and I'm happy about that. I can feel it. Okay, cancers, you're about to level up again. Whatever this was that was going on in March, and you were so brave, but you have a heart, a warrior heart anyway. You were so brave and you just kept on and you just kept on. You're about to level up. Okay. Hey, Tammy, I got to talk about you, Tammy, in a little bit. Now, Leo, This is your eighth house. Okay, so your contracts, the way that you deal with people that you have business and personal stuff with, right? Institutions. Um, Even though the ninth house is institution, but this is like I'm going in to have a contract with this institution, right? You were so used to it coming so easy for you. And then 2023 hit March and it was like no more. It was restricted. You had to work harder. Things were confusing. You had to have faith where you could see it before, you couldn't see it now. Um, what you believed before, you don't believe now. That wasn't just on a grander scale of society, but that was in your personal stuff too. There were some things that really disrupted you and caused you to like really get hurt because you thought it was one way and it wasn't when dealing with others and dealing with contracts. And some of you it was marriage. Um, some of you it was business partners. Some of you it was like, I thought I was gonna be able to get that loan and something came up and they lied to me, or it's not the way it is, or they did fine print, something like that. Like it was something that, and I can tell that it really changed your perspective because you were so used to, you're like, I'm the beast at this, I am so good at this stuff, and it wasn't coming through. Not, it wasn't like nothing came through. It's been like I get a little bit, but then it doesn't go all the way through, right? That is about to freaking change for you. You're going to be back, okay? It's not going to close out completely because you do have Mars going back in there. So there are a couple of things that you have to do, but it's not that you're not going to be gifted. Your foundation, so let me say this. If you have money, if you have contracts, big contracts, because I can see a lot of Leos having big contracts, that's going to come through. You're about to get gifted. Okay. All right. Now, Virgo. I was just thinking, like, yeah, I want to do one where I put Pluto and all that together. Okay. Um, so Virgo, this was in your seventh house, right? This is about relationships. This is about partnerships. This is about the way that you wanted relationships. It was so easy for you. And I'm not saying all Virgos, I'm saying some of you Virgos know how to manipulate in a way that's kind of fair so it doesn't feel like there's injustice. Does that make sense? It's really easy for you like this. But when Saturn went into Pisces, all the things that you dreamed, all the visions that you had about how you wanted relationships, about the way that you thought you were interacting in relationships, you have been shown, it's been restricted, where you're like, why isn't that happening the way it usually does, right? It was really having you think about who you were. Who are the people that are coming in front of me and why are they in my life, right? I thought I had all this figured out and you didn't. Because Saturn, as much as you can be on something and have everything in all your ducks in a row, there were things in relationships and with people, not just romance, but I'm talking friendships, your family, all of that, all the spouses, everything. There were some things that you were ignoring. There were some boundaries that were being crossed, either you or them, or maybe both. Maybe you did it first and then they did it and then you did it and it was just back and forth. But these boundaries are being crossed and they weren't being defined. Remember, when Saturn went into Pisces, all that went away, right? And so you have been working on how to redefine this for yourself, right? Now it's interesting. Where I see Leo is almost done, I see you still got some work to do. But it doesn't mean that you're not leveling up. It's just your work is really deep. Not that Leo's isn't deep. I don't know how to say this. I feel like because you're so meticulous that even though we're going to build real quick, you may build slower. But that's just the way that you are, right? So this has to do with your boundaries. This has to do with the types of people that you wanted in your life, that you want in your life. And whatever happened in March to show you the difference, and you kept working on it, like you, for some of you, you became more open and vocal. For others of you, because you're ruled by Mercury, so you can be vocal, but you, for a lot of you, you chose to not say anything and just sort of let the boundaries be crossed, right? So there's boundaries that are being put in place. Whatever was happening in March, you're about to level up in this and you're about to get rewarded. Saturn is really going to gift you with something nice, right? Now, Libra, this is in your 6th house. So, where usually I can see some of you were having to reorganize your life. This sort of came out of, I thought I had everything the way that I wanted it. How do I explain this? Like, I had the perfect relationship, I have the nice children, I have the nice life, I have the blah blah blah. I can go to yoga in the morning and do the lunch with the girls and the guys, or the guys, and or go hunting or whatever. You had this all laid out, and then it just kind of blew up in 2023, right? And a lot of it was because you were allowing boundaries to be crossed. You were so tired, overworked, overdone, letting people treat you any kind of way just to keep up this. I almost want to say, like, keep up with the Joneses. I don't think the younger generation is going to understand that, but it was like doing that. But then since 2023, you've been working on, this is not what I believe. Why did I have this life? I'm working way too hard. Everybody's happy. I'm doing it to be happy, but it seems like everybody else is happy and I'm the one working hard. Right? So Saturn showed you he had to take some boundaries. He had to take some relationships. He had to take some things away. He had to basically dissolve these things with Pisces. Pisces helped him dissolve this reality that wasn't reality. It wasn't your reality. I'll say it this way. That wasn't your reality. That was what you thought reality should be because of you trying to be diplomatic in your life because of the people that you love, right? So Saturn said, nope, that ain't your life. That's not your life. That's not your life. That's his. That's hers. That's theirs. And that really caused you to rethink, have some faith in yourself, really work hard this time and say, no, I'm not going to allow that to happen again. So whatever happened in March, you're about to get gifted that you leveled up, right? Now, Scorpio, this is in your 5th. You are so deep. You are so wise. But sometimes you are too serious, right? There is a space within you that understands that the old soul or the wisdom needs to have joy, needs to have romance, not just the sexual partners, not just, but intimacy, which is what you really want, is intimacy, right? In your 5th house, that all got dissolved. So things were coming easier before 2023, and all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute. I usually have a handle on this. What is going on? What I thought I believed, they're showing me something different. What I thought would make me happy, that's not happening anymore. And you were having to work in this house to create your joy, to create your happiness. And then something happened in March of 2024 where you had, it's almost, so I'll just say March 2024 for everybody, we were tested. That's when Saturn tested us. Okay. Now, he's been testing us in this retrograde since March. I'm sorry. In March 2024, he was testing us. And it's almost like in June, he gave us the review for this retrograde. He's like, Well, take it one more time, review it one more time before I give you the final. And right now, whatever you were tested on in March is what you're going to be receiving the graduation of um, on November 16th, but it's already happening. So exactly like Wendy she was offered a promotion. She did take it due to other plans that she had. She was keeping, and that was Saturn testing her. Do you really want this? Do you really want that? What do you want? Because you have it all up in your Pisces house, what you wanted. Which one are you going to bring down? Which one do you want? Right? And she has been working with me. But that's kind of what happened with you, Libra, was you, or sorry, Scorpio, you were trying to find your happiness. I hope that you found some joy. And if you did, I'm not saying you're joyous. I'm just saying if you've found that you can create again, if you've found that you don't hate the world anymore, if you've found that you don't always have to fight, that you don't that the world isn't against you, that there is some calmness. If you are beginning to understand that, then you have worked with this. And Saturn's about to give you your diploma for this graduating house, right? So, congratulations, Scorpio. Now Sag, Sag, this is going to be in your fourth house, right? So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, Pisces is your fourth house if you're a Sag rising, or Sag moon, or Sag sun. But if you're a Sag rising and it's in your fourth house, what you believed about where you came from, what you understood about your ancestors and the way that you do things and the way that you believe and the way that you understand and the culture of all of that and all of that was being challenged, right? You found yourself over these last since 2023 when Saturn went into Pisces. I'm sure, Sagittarius, you found yourself a little serious about what you didn't find so serious before. Like to you, it was acceptable to come from wherever you came from, right? So if you came from a poor family, you weren't ashamed of that. It was acceptable. It's not like you have this wisdom where you understood everybody has poor families. We all have violent, there's a lot of people, not everybody. There's a lot of people that have poor families. There's a lot of people that have violent families. There's a lot of people that have, secrets in their families and secrets in the closet, whatever. Like you understood this. You still understand. You've always understood this, right? But what you found yourself was your belief system and the way that you understood, you found that it was holding you back. You were being held back by your belief system, and that caused you to question, why do I believe this? Do I believe it, or was it because I was told to believe it? Right? So your belief system was being challenged because the way that things used to come in that area of your life, you found that you didn't no longer resonate with that. You were like, that doesn't even make any sense to me. I don't understand why I'm doing it this way. Why am I going the long way when there's an easier way? Right? So, whatever was going on in March of 2023 that caused you to have faith in yourself, to understand that you have always been the resourceful one, that money and things and relationships all come easy to you, right? When you have faith in yourself. That's what you've been understanding. But to do that, you had to like go through, where did I come from? Why do I believe this? What is my real belief? Right? Now that I understand this. So whatever was happening in March, you're going to be gifted and leveled up. Okay? Capricorn, you've had it really, 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 really hard. Really, really hard. Okay? With Capricorn, Pisces is in your third house. So Capricorn rising, right? So I'm sure that you've had to work harder with understanding the way that you communicate with the people around you the way that you're understanding the people around you, because you have a tendency to see people through their red flags, right? So you have a tendency, or had, I won't say you do now because you have learned through Pluto as well as Saturn. I'm telling you, it hasn't been easy for you. You learn through Pluto and Saturn that people will really say one thing and do another. And even though it may not affect you right now, it is eventually going to affect you in a way that is going to cause you a lot of losses. And you don't like losses. You like to know the next steps of everything, right? You work fast, but you still like to know, right? So you were trying to understand the whole process of that. That when there are red flags, it's for a reason, right? Hey, Sandy, how are you? So you have been learning this, and then in March, whatever was brought to you, whatever understanding that you had, and for a lot of you, it was faith too. It was your belief in your. So I wouldn't even say faith. I would say your belief in yourself. When you when you understood the belief in yourself, I think that's what was happening in March, and it started showing itself. Whatever this is that you have been really working on, putting your boundaries in, understanding the way that people are, um, like really taking note. Okay, when this person shows me this, that is really who they are, right? I feel like for Capricorns, whatever was going on in March, you're about to be gifted because you have this good understanding. Like some of you, yes, it is journalism, it is the way that you, but I'm thinking it's more processing, more not ignoring anymore, but actually facing what it is that you envision, that you see, the way that you see your relationships, the way that you see the people around you. Some of you, it was your siblings, right? So then we have Aquarius. So if you're Aquarius rising, Aquarius sun, Aquarius moon, but mostly Aquarius rising. So this was in your second house, right? Now, this is whole signs because, like, for me, it's in my first house and I'm an Aquarius rising. But if it's in your second house, because I have an inverted house, Pisces and Virgo are my inverted houses. But Aquarius, it was in your second house. So Pisces is your second house. Things came really easy. You had a lot of luck before 2023. I wouldn't even say before that, but yeah, you had a lot of luck. A lot of things were coming to you. You manifested easy. You were very resourceful. You understood all of that. The way that you made your money was really easy. You know, you just couldn't go wrong when you focused on something, right? You're like, yes, I am a light being. I can manifest and make things become physical. I am connected to the universe, blah, blah, blah. Like all of that. You were not afraid at all. And then 2023 hit, and you were really having to work on understanding your worth. Am I worthy of this? Because for a lot of you, it wasn't about, am I resourceful? You know you're resourceful. You've always been resourceful. You may have forgotten a little bit. You weren't focused on that part. It was about your worth. Am I worthy of this connection? Am I worthy? I see other people that is humanity suffering and not being able to and not understanding. Am I worthy enough to have this when they don't have any? Right? That's basically what was going on. I know there's a lot of other things going on with the Aquarius, but it was about your worth. Am I worth? Not do people see me as worthy, but am my own belief, my own understanding, am I worth that? Am I worth being on this earth and understanding that I am going to contribute? Right? So, in whatever you had to do in March of this year, caused you to level up. So you're about to finish this out. You have finally engaged with your emotions. You have finally started understanding. You finally got out of your way because you were being stubborn. If you've done that, and if you've been working, and whatever decision you had to make back in March, if you did it, you're about to get rewarded. Even though you've already started being rewarded, you're about to get more rewarded. Okay? So, I think that's it. Anybody have any questions? That is all the signs. I will try to edit this tonight or tomorrow morning. I want to try. But I have to get on a plane not too early, but I have to go see Wendy, where I will be there for a minute. I hope she's ready for me. So, does anybody have any questions? I'm ready to be rewarded. Good. Good. So, I'm going to wait to see if anybody has any questions because I do have to talk about two things. Have a great trip. I know, I will. You guys know I love traveling, so. So two things. I wanted to write it down. Where is it? Okay. I missed the cancer part. So you can, how did you miss the cancer part? You've been here, haven't you? So two things. The membership has started and it is $4.99, I think is what it was. And then I want to thank Tammy. Oh, okay. I want to thank Tammy, Witch, and Karina for being. So Tammy was my first person to join the membership. I'm not sure how it looks if there's a join button on this live. I'm not sure because this is all new. I just started it this week. I think it was yesterday. And then like an hour later, Tammy was already a member. So there should be a join button. It may not be on the live, but if you look at all of my videos, there'll be a join button if you want to join our membership. It is $4.99. There is some cool stuff that you're going to get. We're definitely going to get some private time. I'm going to be talking about herbs and stuff that I cannot talk about a lot here. So, yes, it's showing a join button below the video. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, so I just want to let you guys know that that's available. That is only because of you guys. That is only because you guys got me to the 4,000 hours after I'd been on YouTube forever and then shut it all down in the pandemic because I was an Aquarius and being a brat, right? Anyway, you guys did that. I want to thank you for doing that. For that reason, I only wanted one level right now. I'm going to give you, you guys know, we're going to do private readings. We're going to have movie night. There's lots of stuff, right? I think that's a really good price point because if you want to come see me personally, that's a different thing. But for this, you guys did this. I want to thank you once again. Look to everybody that did it. Everybody that watched my videos over, that comes in every night to my lives, that bears with me as I'm blabbering. I love you dearly. I don't want you to forget that. I also want you to understand that we're moving into 2025, which is going to be a time of chaos and some changes, but it's chaos. So get ready, but we're not going to do it alone. We have each other, okay? And there are some of us that are working behind all of this to try to get things together if and when, how do I say this? If and when the need arises. Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah. So thank you so much, Karina. She's not on here right now. I want to say she's a different country. But Tammy and Karina, I appreciate you becoming my first members. But thank all of you for watching, for ordering private readings with me, for buying me coffee, for buying me lunch like Tammy does, dinner, and then for watching all my videos, for liking, for subscribing. Y'all share a lot I mean, when I look at the shares, I'm like, wow, they shared a lot. You share a lot, you like a lot, and I appreciate it. So thank you. Yeah, definitely. So if nobody has any other questions, I have to call Wendy. I got to finish packing and I got to try to edit this video. And I think that's all I have to do. Yeah. So, does anybody have any questions? I am so glad I was able to do this Saturn series, this Saturn finally, not Saturn series, the Saturn video. I have been trying to do this video since 2023. Isn't that crazy? I've been trying to do this video. Anyway, nobody has any questions? Yeah, see, she has the if you look on her name, she has the blue star. Um you'll see Tammy, which way? She has a blue star, so she's a member. And we have emojis in there. We have all kinds of stuff in there. So definitely, definitely, my members are going to get early access, right? So if I do a video, you're going to see it way before everybody else sees it. Okay. Have a great trip and a fun visit with Wendy. Sending much love and peace and harmony. Yeah, I will. We're definitely going to have a great time. Please be safe. Have a safe journey. I will. I definitely will. And I know that you guys are thinking about me and sending me good energy, and I appreciate it. So I know I'm safe. I know I'm fine, even though it's election day tomorrow. But y'all know me. What I tell you, Pluto, Uranus. I'm gonna jump. It doesn't matter. Just what I do. I got in late. Is this from 2023 to now? Yeah, this is from 2023 to now. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to edit it down. I may not be able to, but I'm gonna try to edit it down and just release it as a video. Again, if you become a member, just hit that join button at the bottom there. I think it's like there. Could be over there. I don't know where it's at. It could be that way. Because it's brand new. We just started the membership. It's a great price point, I think. It's $4.99. You will get early access to stuff. You will have private readings with me, just our small group. I will be talking about herbs where I couldn't talk about it here. So there's a lot of information. There's a lot of things happening, right? Happy, joyful, and blessed. Yep. Everyone be happy, joyful, and blessed. Oh, you did it. See, she did the emojis. My daughter drew those emojis from scratch. Like she's an artist. So she made that wheel. She made those tarots from scratch. And you guys wanted that door with the door to the stars. So she made the door to the stars, and then my glasses and lipstick are another one. Do you guys see the emojis there that which has? And then the chart, the natal chart. Yeah, she did a great job. She really did. And we've got others that she's working on for the next level when we open that up. But she did a great job. Thank you guys for on the community tab. I'd asked everybody to give me some give her some ideas, and she went with that. Like she took your ideas, she read everybody's. So thank you so much for participating in that. It's going to be great. So again, one more time. I think it's this way, or I don't even know which way. That way, down at the bottom, there should be a join if you want to join the membership, and it's only $4.99. So yeah, she did a great job. All right, guys. I may come on for just a little bit tomorrow in the morning as I'm at the airport waiting. If not, it may be tomorrow night. If not, but I'll let you guys know on the community tab if I'm going to go on. So, love the one with the glasses and the lipstick. I know. Isn't that cute? I love it. She did a great job. She did a great job. So, yeah, I will. I'm going to have safe travels. So, I'm going to call you in a little bit, Wendy. Bye, guys. I will see you on the next one.